Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully it finds you all doing well. Thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your day, chatting some Raid with yours truly. It means a lot to me, guys, seriously. Today is a big day. Finally, I have gotten Artak on my mini account. Not only do I have him, but I finally actually got him to 6 stars and fully ascended. Not all masteries, not booked, unfortunately.
I got nothing.
But he's already made a massive impact, probably the biggest impact on my account to date. I've said that before with Ultimate Death Knight, but I think he supersedes that actually because I did not have a great burner option. I didn't have any burner activators on my account, right, until Artak. I did have Skrank, who I just kind of built, who was really massive for my account as well. But man, even having the two of them together, right, to instantly activate those burns has been just amazing. You know what I've done since I've had Artak on the account? And I'll show you a couple of these runs here, but I've been able to clear every level 25 dungeon on this account, except for Fire Knight where I don't use Artak, but he took my Ice Golem, my Dragon, and my Spider team from all being around, I think actually Dragon I had cleared level 25, so I apologize there, but for Ice Golem I was stuck on stage 22, and for Spider I was stuck on stage 23, and 24, 25, easy, sub 2 minutes with Artak. So it was a massive game changer for the mini account here, guys, and I'm thrilled with this champion. The best thing that Plarium has done in this game since Ultimate Death Knight, I guess, right? And also, I wonder if they're going to give us that little dwarf champion. They said there's going to be another champion coming from the Call to Arbiter series or whatever. I mentioned this before, so I'll be quick, but I wonder if it's going to be a fragment summon, a fusion, a free champion.
The prophecy is true.
That would kind of suck. Man, my poor friend Ryan, dude. I only have one real life friend. I shouldn't say real life, but I only have one friend that I know, like, in my proximity, who I've known for about 20 years, so I'm sure he doesn't mind me calling him out again on the channel. I've done this a couple times before, but my man here, he has his account, and he's like, hey, what do you think? Well, this is how I built whatever, you know? And I'm like, dude, I don't love that build, bro.
I'm getting this weird feeling that you're angry.
On Artak, so I gave him some pointers, and I thought I would use him as an example again to tell you guys maybe what not to do, right? Now, with Artak, it's hard to build him wrong, per se. I saw this on Reddit, by the way. I'm going to use this guy as an example, too, although it's not an awful build. I don't want to, like, sit here and take tons of shots at this guy, because it's not that bad, but it does kind of go along the same lines that my buddy Ryan did, right? And what he did was he built Artak to be like an ultra nuker, you know? And even though Artak does, on paper, kind of look like that, right? Because he has an AoE on his A1, an AoE on his A2, an AoE on his A3 ×2 hitter. I can see how a lot of people, especially newer players, maybe just downloading to get Artak, right? I can see how a lot of players would be like, man, this guy is an uber nuker galore, awesome stuff. Uber nuker galore, bro. Way to go. There, I'm so hip. I am so hip. Imagine, like, going to a teenager and being like, that's an uber nuker galore.
Sup, dude?
Yeah, they would not be feeling me. He hits like a wet noodle, bro. That's the bad news on Artak, right? So we can see him on hellhades.com, right? We have a 0.1 HP rating on the AoE on the A1, which is beyond weak, right? It gets an average damage ranking. I don't know why, because that's really soft. And then we have a 0.25 on the A2, which isn't that bad. And then we have a 0.14 ×2 on the A3 ability. Now, the bad news is like, it's just not a lot of damage on this champion, right? HP-based nukers in this game generally are the weakest hitters out of the game compared to attack and defense based, right? Now, there's exceptions to every rule. There's champions like Magnar who actually do hit very hard. There's Eric's who does hit very hard. So there are some exceptions, but generally speaking, HP-based damage dealers, you're not looking for a ton of damage. If they do give you a ton of damage, they're the exception again. So with all that said, my buddy Ryan, dude, had him built really slow. I think 170 speed, right? And he had him like 200 plus crit damage. And I was like, dude, his accuracy was okay, right? And this guy's accuracy is okay too at 319, 188 speed. He has a lot of attack on him, which is kind of weird. I don't know how he got 1139, maybe a bunch of substats, but he's scaling on 1100 on top of 936. So basically, he's adding double what's already there, or adding, you know, over 100% extra. So I'm not sure where he's getting that attack from. Attack obviously means nothing at all. Attack does, let me repeat this, for defense-based and HP-based champions, attack does nothing to them, nothing for them at all, right? So with that said, this is the reason that I recommend you guys. There's no wrong, you can't screw up your Great Hall, right? Because eventually you're going to do everything. But I would always leave attack for last, because it only benefits attack-based champions, right? Everybody else, even attack-based champions, can benefit from HP and defense and crit damage resistance and accuracy, but only a small subset, like 1/3 of the champions in the game or so, can benefit from attack. Maybe it's a little bit more than that, but still, you get the point, right? So anyway, get to it, Ash. What did Ryan do wrong? What did this dude do wrong, per se? First of all, first priority is accuracy, and he's got that on lockdown. Like I said, it's not that bad of a build. Triple perception is fine. Perfect for this champion, right? And then 188 speed, but then he's got a 195% crit rate and some crit damage on there. Listen, if you're trying to min-max your champion, you're already in the end game, and you just want like a little bit extra damage, sure, build him with 100% crit rate. I'm not saying that building him with 100% crit rate is a bad decision. I'm just saying that we want him fast, right? And sometimes you have to make decisions based on where you are in the game inside Raid Shadow Legends, right? So as fast and as much accuracy as possible is how you want to build Artak, especially in the early game, right? And I would consider this account, I don't know, early mid-game, right? We have still the Drakes, we don't have Vizix, kind of somewhere in that territory, right? So what I did, and again, these stats are not crazy either, and the big bummer is I only have like 3 perception pieces on this account, right? I'm not forged enough. So my accuracy is actually a little low, you know, but it still gets the job done everywhere that I use him, which is level 25 dungeons. I'm not getting any resist at 226 speed. Generally speaking, we want like 10 accuracy per stage level to play it safe. So we could definitely stand to gain a little bit there. But with that said, accuracy priority number 1. Then speed and survivability on this champion, right? So that's what I'm going for. You can see my attack. I'm only adding 290 attack, not 1,200. No reason to add attack, okay? No reason. But other than that, HP and defense, good survival. We don't want him dying, essentially. Wherever you're using him, you don't want him to die. Captain obvious, but still the point, right? So speed, man, because the thing with Artak, guys, is that even though he has an AoE on every single attack, it can be enticing to build him as a nuker. But the thing about him is that these HP burns, instantly activating HP burns and then placing HP burns, right, on the A3 on a 3-turn cooldown if we can ever book this dude up. Of course, I used all my books that I had on him, and they all go to the frickin' A1. Come on. I mean, 1 went to the A2. Anyway, rant over. But the thing is, guys, is all 90% of his damage, 95% of his damage is coming from the HP burns, the activation, and then War Master if you have that on him as well. Now, as I mentioned, on this account, I don't have all his masteries, but sometimes what I like to do here is I'm never going to go no masteries on champions, right? I'm going to at least spend a couple hundred energy, right? It's just a drop in the old bucket in this game, and I'm just going to go pick up the first 2 tiers, or maybe the first 3 if I want some extra accuracy. So I'm actually getting the pinpoint, but then on top of that number that you see, and this is probably why I'm not getting resisted, I'm getting 20 accuracy when you have no skills on cooldown, and then I'm getting +4 up to 16 for each enemy alive as well. Specifically helps out in Spider, right? So I get an extra 16 accuracy there as well. So I'm going to go for a few tiers of masteries no matter what, right? No reason not to. Even with this champion has just skyrocketed my mini account.
And that's how I defeated one of the world's most dangerous villains with only my 2 fists.
To be hyperbolic a little bit, I only have 1 orc accuracy banner on my entire account. How is that possible, man? I need to start farming my new Spider 25, right? I wanted speed as a substat. I want to get this guy even faster if possible. I mean, I want to get him 250 speed, 300 speed if I can, right? Because the more he goes, the more he activates. The more he activates, the more he just freaking disintegrates everybody, you know? So anyway, some survivability on here. That's the good thing, right? And then we have HP on the amulet, and then we have HP on the ring, okay? On the gauntlets, we have HP percentage again, and we have HP percentage again on the chest. Now, I could stand to pick up a little bit of defense too, but we're over 2,000 defense. which really isn't bad. We have speed on the boots, and then we're looking for accuracy and speed, right? We got trip speed on a speed helmet. Probably my best piece of speed gear here on the entire account. And then we get a double speed there on the weapon as well. So that's how I have him built, guys. Why do I love this build? Because he's not dying, that's for sure, right? He's nice and fast. I like him a little bit faster. And his accuracy is enough to land everything, right? So those should be the priorities. Speed, 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 speed. Now, again, I want to say one more time, there's nothing wrong with going crit rate or even crit damage if you can keep them alive and if you have enough speed. But it's always, like I said earlier, it's always somewhat of a sacrifice, right, with this champion. Like, it's hard to have a ton of every stat on every champion, especially when you have a lot of champions that you're building and you're kind of limited on gear.
And there's no money.
So let me show you what I've done with him here on this account, guys. And I'm just going to show you the new pride of the old account, right? And you can see I have I just unlocked the hard version. Haven't done anything with it yet, but that's exciting, right? Exciting stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to build a team there yet, but we'll see. Here it is. I've only done Spider 25 like 3 times because I built him yesterday, right? So here we go again. 1 minute and 34 seconds. That's pretty dang good. So what I did was, as I mentioned earlier, I put him with Skrank. Skrank I love too, man. I want to make sure I really mean this. I think I mean it. I think he's the best epic burner in the game. Skrank, right? He's Void Affinity, unlike Mordecai, right? So you don't have to worry about affinity matchups. And he has that burn on a 3-turn cooldown. Oh my gosh, I need one more book for it. That sucks. But he's got that burn. He's got the big boy version of Weaken on the A1, and then he's increases the champion's attack crit damage every time the HP burn triggers on an enemy. So you get that bonus as well. This is a champion that can benefit from having crit rate and crit damage in his kit. Anyway, I digress. He's on the same team as Artak, so he's going to place the burns. Artak will detonate the burns, and listen, I'm lucky enough to have a Prince Kymar on this account. If I didn't have a Kymar, I would probably build like a higher resist reviver or just like a tanky reviver. Like, I'd probably use still the Drakes in this spot. The upside is the team would still win. The downside is it would take a lot longer, right? Having that reset is a massive luxury in terms of really helping out with my times. So here's the squad. Now, people die in this run, but it's okay because not everybody dies, right? And my man UDK has kind of got it on lockdown. Now, wait a second. We just used the Kymar Seal of Magic, I think, before we wanted to, right? Because I just saw the Dog of War ability. Anyway, the last guy that we have here is Artak the Winderin. I'll go back and I'll look at that presets. I might have to go in with Kymar and wait a turn because we want that Dog of War. Let me just double check. That is the activation, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is we're gonna learn on the fly here. As I mentioned, guys, earlier, I don't have, look at that visual bug. He doesn't really have 1 HP right now. There's just a visual bug on Spider with Artak. In case you guys weren't aware, don't panic. The first time I saw that, I'm like, what happened? I'm gonna die. But he's cool. He's gonna stay alive. So there he goes. He's placing his burns. We can speed this. You know what? I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna throw away my energy. And we're gonna come in here and see what's going on with my team setup here, guys. So we have Kymar. Oh, I must have messed around with the team. That's not what it's supposed to do. Okay, opener. Skrank is opening with his burn, and Artak opening up with his Dog of War. But we also want to put this as first choice, so he uses it first after the Kymar reset, right? So let's see if this can actually improve our time because we kind of butchered the team setup there. No matter who you're using as a burner setup, it's a great strategy with Artak, right? Put another HP burner before him, land the burns, he'll activate, and then, come back around and do more burns, right? So here we go. Everything's looking a lot better here. Gonna come in, rats off to you. Good old UDK tanking for this team. Not that we even necessarily need a tank, maybe, with Artak the Winderin just having that lockdown, right? So now we're gonna Seal of Magic here. Come back in. Gonna refreeze everybody. Re-A2, rats off to you again. Here it comes. Dog of War coming in. More activation. There we go. So the spider is going to get a turn here. Don't worry, that is I already said that. It's a visual bug on the, but now we can come in and get the job done. Listen, guys, I'm not going to make you sit and look at a dragon run. You've seen plenty of dragon runs. Same thing with Ice Golem, but what I will do is I'll show you my Ice Golem 25 team, and then I will show you the end screen or the very last moments of the Ice Golem match, just to give you guys an idea of how I'm using this champion. But you guys can see we're going to get a new best time. Hopefully, I don't want to speak too soon. But this is like a fairly decent run. I mean, this time for me is tremendous. It's going to allow me to, well, it's going to allow me to actually farm decent accessories now and not have 0 banners with speed accuracy for orcs. Here we go. So not bad. 128. New best time. Sign me up, and look at that legendary banner. Ooh, defense, speed. Yes, I will keep it. HP percentage. All right, let me show you my Ice Golem team really quickly here. And I am on, by the way. I'm almost, see, the same thing here. Just to prove it to you guys. I just unlocked the hard, right? How about that? So stage 25, this is the team I'm using. This is my squad. I was going to say, I just started the last season, season 4 of Succession. No spoilers in the comments. I'm really enjoying it. We have Apothecary, Syl the Drakes, Artak the Winderin, Duke the Pierced, and my man Artak. We'll super rate it. I'll see you at the end of this one. All right, guys, here we are at the Ice Golem. Not exactly the same speed run that we saw on Spider there at 4 or 5 minutes, 6 minutes, God knows how long. But either way, guys, how are you enjoying Artak? Where are you using Artak? Let me know. I will say that one of the most important things for Ice Golem, especially if you're a new player out there, is this debuff right there, the decrease attack. If you don't have a champion with decreased attack on your Ice Golem team, you're probably going to wipe. You know, you're probably going to wipe because out of all the 4 bosses, he hits by far the hardest, especially on critical hits. So again, just kind of a word to the wise there. Invest in a Duck the Pierced, invest in a Stag Knight, or basically anybody with a decreased attack debuff in their kit. Ultimate Death Knight as well has one on his A2. You just have to build him with accuracy if you don't already have him built that way. But here you go, guys. I mean, this is all, I mean, frankly, I don't farm Ice Golem a lot, especially on this account. So this is just important for general progress. You know, sometimes in fragment summons or tournaments or whatever, I might go for it. And this would, at the time of this recording, be the team that I would be using here. The nice thing is pretty dependable. We do have a Reviver on the team in case things kind of get crazy, but we have Apothecary as well, who has a great defensive aura in dungeons and is a great spot healer. And Artak the Winder, and as I mentioned before, like, I'm using this dude almost everywhere. I thought of him for a long time as like a spider-only champion, but boy, he has great support everywhere. And you can see those hard hits coming in from the Ice Golem, but still able to keep everybody alive, which is the most important thing. So if you take anything away from this video, that would probably be it. So can we end this run anytime soon?
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like.
End it. There we go.
Get high with me, that's a deal, right?
That's what I'm talking about, guys. So victory 642, another all-time record. Granted, I've only completed this run a couple times. Let's see what we got here. Attack with nothing. Okay, sell and reflex. Do any of you guys have a mini account and it takes you a second to adjust if you were to keep an artifact or accessory on your main account versus your mini account? I always have to do a quick double take and a reminder. Ash, wait, our threshold is a lot lower here, man. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I appreciate you guys, and as always, take care, guys.
I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feed.